All right, so before we start the episode, we're going to take a quick second to thank our patrons. And if you want to join them, you can go to patreon.com/Lindsey M Dillon. And a fun little thing that I changed about our the patron rewards is that I switched things around a bit. So if you are in the House of Stone or the House of Flame, you will now have access to the Night Peddlers, which we've actually started publishing, finally.
Yeah, we have a lot of Night Peddlers episodes.
Yeah. So I finally started publishing some of those. But now, so no matter what tier you're in, you will get a shout out on the Mud Peddlers once a month. So, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started. So in the House of Earth, we have Alexander Eagleson.
That's a badass last name.
That is.
Eagleson. Ali Silem.
Andrew Stacchetti.
M. Davis.
Juliet Kurth.
Navid Etedali.
Nicole Humphrey.
Rachel.
Ray Brown.
Yani Go.
And then in the House of Stone, we have
Allison Connors.
Aya Kimura-Kwan.
Krisha Dolan.
Curly Tail Studio.
Denise Vita.
Fighting Chance Studio. Gabriela Margarita de Jesus. Liv Matlin.
And Melissa Russell.
And Taylor C. Freeze.
Yes.
All right. And then in the House of Flame.
There's a lot of you.
A lot of you. Yeah. All right. In the House of Flame, we have Spaghetti Sandwich.
Pokala.
Natalie Curry.
Leah Harvell. What's good?
Katie Grant.
JS.
Francie Dillon, my mom.
Dirty Panda.
Hey, Aaron.
As opposed to the
Clean Panda.
The clean pandas.
Yeah.
Which are just pandas.
Cynthia Johnson.
Corey Little.
Cheryl Eisenhower.
Celeste.
Celeste Gantz.
Celeste Gantz.
Hi, Auntie. Amber Costley.
Abby McCarter.
Jade Smith.
Birdie Tam.
Birdie Tam.
Birdie Tam's actually been doing really good on Instagram. I've been watching her stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all so much for helping make the Mud Peddlers happen and helping make my work happen, because
it doesn't happen without you.
No, it really doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. On to the episode.
Yes.
This is The Mud Peddlers, a podcast where two nerdy ceramic artists share the behind the scenes of their worlds of clay. We're your hosts, Lindsey M Dillon.
And I am Donte of Earth Nation. So Lindsey, the have you been?
Well, I've been a lot of places. First of all, I know I said this off air, but I have to say this on the air as well. I fucking missed you, dude. Like,
no, you can't sugar me up.
No, I'm
Where have you been?
I'm sugaring you up so much.
I showed up. I rode my rollerblades. I don't have rollerblades. I'm making it sound worse than it is. And I show up here every week like a dog, like the dog.
Did you really?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, thank God.
Because I was gonna feel bad.
I was gonna feel so
you
bad.
left me.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So basically, dear listeners, what happened is I failed to communicate a lot of Anything. Yeah, no, like I thought that I had told Donte that I was gonna be visiting my dad, who had gone back to, it's complicated to talk about. Anyway, basically my dad and I were traveling and we went to Morocco and Spain for basically most of the month of April. And
randomly.
Yeah.
Not like on a mission, not to like go off somebody.
Yeah.
Not for money, not like, it wasn't like a body you're getting paid a couple G's to do. Just felt like going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Morocco's not even that like remote, to be honest. Like Morocco is like Africa light, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Depending on like where you are, right? But like, I mean, okay, that's kind of a screwed up thing to say.
Well, people from Morocco will be like, no, we ain't.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll say,
though.
yeah. Like some people think that Morocco is like as remote as Sudan or something.
Right, yeah.
And it's like, no, like Morocco, it's a stable, it's a democracy. They have a king, but it's like how England has a
queen?
Yeah, now a king. Yeah. Rip. Big rip. Yeah. Oh, I was actually sad when the queen died, but that's another thing.
There's certain old white ladies in my life that can die and I'll be sad, and the queen's not one of them.
Really? Was Betty White one of them?
Dude, if Betty White was fine.
Did die, yeah.
Well, I felt worse for Betty White than I did for the queen.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because with great power comes great responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
And like the queen for a while was just like, takes care of itself, but it didn't.
It did not.
Some of it didn't, and she got a lot of flack for it. There's a whole, I don't know.
I don't
know enough about that to speak on.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I don't really either.
But if Dolly Parton dies, I'm burning this town down.
Okay, I'm gonna knock on wood.
I also knocked on wood.
Yeah. Donte. So I was in Morocco, and so what was funny is like, okay, looking at the span of events, in March, we went to IMCO.
Okay.
Then at the very beginning of April, I went to Seattle to go to Sacramento with Cody and a couple of friends of ours who live up in that area.
I remember you telling me Sacramento.
Yes.
And then I saw your Instagram and you was with camels. Like in the desert.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not Sacramento.
That is not Sacramento.
If Instagram didn't exist, I would have thought that you died in Sacramento.
Yeah, I had so many points to spend on coordinating things, and I did not spend them in the correct ways to let you, dear listeners, or you, Donte, what the hell is going on? So I'm so sorry. It has been a month of no mud peddlers. I'm really excited to be back, and I will aim to not have so many lapses in content.
Nico contacted me and she was like, I already burned the rest of the other podcasts. Where you at? Like, where's your podcast?
Oh my God.
And I was like, Lindsey's
I know.
out right now.
I know. That was actually the one thing as I was scrambling to like get everything ready. Cause basically, so I got back from SoccerCon and then I had like a day and then the next day I left for Morocco. So I was like, oh, I gotta edit the podcast. But then between packing and everything else, I was literally in the car on the way to the airport and I went, oh, I forgot to edit the podcast. Cause the one from IMCO I haven't even, but you know, it's okay, cause Ryan and Becca published theirs.
They did. I listened to the one from Ryan and Becca.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, guys. I
appreciate their rendering of it too.
Mea culpa!
It's fine. I knew a large part of my brain was like, well, cause you know, I want to give you your space.
Yeah, no.
So I waited for like a week, and then after that, I was like, okay, her SoccerCon is done. Mm-hmm. Where is she? You know, and then I waited 3 more days and I was like, where the is she?
You can contact me, Donte. You didn't send me anything on Instagram. If you were worried, you can.
I texted you normal style because, but like wherever you were.
Yeah, no, because I didn't have a SIM card. I had to buy Moroccan SIM card in Morocco because otherwise I was gonna have to pay like out the ass for international fees.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw that. So yes, but I'm sorry. I f***ed up.
I got bored on the days that we were supposed to be together, and I made like 75 pounds of porcelain products. So I got bullied, not for real, but like online by people who were like, make a purple glaze, because I made the red one that I haven't released yet.
Oh, okay.
There's a certain level of like glaze chemistry knowledge that if you release it, people start to kind of like push back on it.
Oh,
you know, and so I've just learned, like, you know what, if it works for me, it works for me. I'm going to keep my own notes, but there's certain amounts of information that I'm just not going to release now.
Oh, interesting. Are you putting them on Glazy? Or?
Yeah, I usually put them on Glazy or in my blog.
Gotcha.
But there's also like some hypotheses that I have that I'm like, I can't confirm this, but some people will go like, well, explain yourself, and I'm like, no. You're teetering on arguments, and I don't. The things that I do work for me. Yeah. But in lieu of that, there's been a couple people who are like, well, can you reformulate this glaze to make the fluxes better? And I'm like, you know what, I probably should. So I'm making a new pink glaze.
Cool.
And then someone was like, well, make a purple glaze. And I was like, all right, well, I'm making those two.
Yeah.
So that's what happened while you were gone, as far as, we'll talk about the Drake thing another time.
Okay.
That'll be a separate podcast.
All right, that'll be a separate podcast. Yeah. Because this is basically, my understanding is we're basically just, on this one, it's like, more obviously it's like, you know, relaxed, as the folks on the last podcast on the left might say. It's relaxed fit episode.
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about a specific thing. It's more just kind of catching up a little bit.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's been what's up?
Speaking of which, can we talk a little bit about like art inspiration through travel, like a real privileged asshole?
Sure.
Okay.
I guess.
Not that we got to talk about it right now, but
I've traveled.
You've been to Japan. So.
I've been to Japan, but like most of my training and aesthetic came from someone who is pure like Yoshio is Japanese. Yes. And so the way he trained me was like, here are the forms that are difficult to make, and here are the forms that are fine, and here are here's the things that I want you to do because they're difficult, and then after that you'll start going into glazes and you'll start doing this.
Yeah.
So like most of my training, although not from Japan, is culturally passed down from him in some way, but like I don't often look at like Japanese pottery and go, I'm gonna make that. You know what I mean?
No, that totally makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. I think like the To be honest, I think the main reason that I paid, there's a couple reasons I paid so much attention to the like visual culture around me.
Yeah.
Part of it is just because I'm interested in it and it's like interesting.
Right.
But the other part was because I was like, okay, I'm going to be posting things on Instagram, both as reels and as stories. I'm going to be posting things on my Patreon, and I want to like put things in my sketchbook also to share to Patreon.
Yeah.
So, you know, folks who have listened to this podcast enough might know that like I'm intrinsically motivated very well, but I also need like outside boundaries to like kind of force me to do things or put timelines on things that I need to do.
Yes.
So in my head, as I was looking around, even though I was trying to stay in the moment with stuff, I was also very much like really thinking about like, okay, how would I explain this to somebody else?
Yeah.
Like, how would I explain the kind of art that I'm seeing in Morocco and the kind of art that I'm seeing in like southern Spain?
Yeah.
For all this stuff.
A lot of functional wear, I imagine?
You know, okay, so the biggest thing that stood out to me in terms of functional wear was, so in Morocco, and I think this is true for a lot of countries in North Africa, is they have this tradition of serving a mint tea with, like, as part of, like, hospitality sort of things.
Yeah.
So instead of, like, a black tea and, like, cookies and biscuits or whatever in England, they have this mint tea that they call Berber whiskey. And it's a green tea mixed with like 5 different kinds of mint, and it's hella good.
There's no alcohol?
No alcohol. No, I mean, like, you can. So Morocco is a predominantly Muslim country, right?
Yes.
So alcohol is not nearly as much of a part of their like kind of day-to-day culture. You can still get it, but apparently the taxes are really high, so it's just not as prominent.
Yeah.
Juices though, holy balls, they do juices amazing.
Really?
Every single place had like 5 different kinds of like fresh pressed juices.
Really?
Yes. Like when they say like orange juice, they don't mean like Tropicana.
Yeah.
Like they are literally having oranges that they are squeezing in the back because the pulp is there.
Yeah.
And
that's hot.
it's so good.
That's hot.
They had kiwi juice. They had banana juice. They had avocado juice.
Avatar style banana juice. Well, it was banana onion juice.
Yeah. No, it was hella good. But this thing with the mint tea is that, so they had this kind of ubiquitous style of teacups that don't have a handle. They almost look like bigger shot glasses.
Thank God they don't have a handle.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God. All the cool countries are like, why do you need handles?
Yeah, I mean, it's hot, so you like, okay, the one
thing... It's hot tea?
It's hot tea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a hot tea. But the thing that I noticed, which now makes sense, is like, they don't fill it up all the way to the top, so you have some room at the top to grab with your fingers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they only fill it like, I don't know, 4/5 of the way up, and then they'll leave that last fifth to like grab your fingers so you can sip it. But they have this style of teacups and then a tea kettle that is, oh God, it's hard. It's like a gooseneck tea kettle. So it's got a really, really long spout. And so that, like, in terms of like, and again, maybe they just brought it out for the tourists, who knows? But it's like the things that was something that I noticed in terms of functional wear that showed up like all the time.
Well, as far
and tagines, the little tagine discs. It's like so it's, oh God, how do I
From my knowledge, tangine is a food. What are you talking about?
So it's a food, and it's also the name of the dish that it's cooked in.
Oh.
Yeah. So like when we arrived in Marrakesh and we're like walking around, you know, all the like markets and stuff.
Yeah.
There was so much pottery, and one of the things with the tagine. So it's kind of like it's in 2 parts. The bottom part is kind of like a plate with higher rounded edges.
Yes. Yeah.
And then there's a top that's kind of like a pyramid shape with a little like open nozzle on the front that flares out.
I know what you're talking about. I've always seen the bowl version of it. I've never seen the triangular version of it. That makes sense. Okay.
But it was actually really interesting to see, like, okay, like there were probably 3 main different styles of pottery that showed up, I would say. And it was interesting because sometimes, like, I remember I grabbed like one, picked up the bottom, and it was like they had not wiped off the bottom of the glaze.
Yeah.
And so it was just like, oh my God, like... And then you could also see on some of them, you could see where they had put like a little, maybe like a tripod thing, so that you could see that they were probably stacking even in the glaze firing.
That's wild.
Stacking the bowls, because you could see on the inside of the bowl like little tripod marks. Yeah. So it was just like crazy to walk around and like
They're
see this.
balancing the shit out of
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah. Cause this is like mass production. Like I kind of wanted to find a place where I could tell exactly like where this pottery was from, but it was like every single market from like Marrakesh to even like Essaouira, which is on the coast, had like similar styles. So it was kind of like, I don't know where this is coming from. And anyway, I don't know. Like, and anyway, also I was on a limited budget, so I couldn't buy as much pottery as I wanted to. But anyway.
But you bought some, right?
No, I didn't.
Are we saying legally no you didn't?
No, I mean like
Cody officially no we didn't? like Cody, if you're listening to this, there was no pottery bought?
No.
Or like you bought some and like he don't need to know about it.
Oh no, I legitimately didn't buy any.
You look real nervous right now.
No, because I
say
feel
that?
Yes, no, okay, so I feel guilty that I didn't buy any because honestly, like, it was interesting, but none of it really like spooked me, you know? I wasn't.
We're spoiled.
Yeah.
We are spoiled.
Yeah, like it was cool to see, but it was like, I don't know, like I try to not, you know, I don't know. I was trying to like not just buy a thing for the sake of buying a thing.
That's fair.
You know?
That's logical.
Yeah, because I got a couple other things. I did get something sort of for you. Acquired something for you. I think maybe now is the time to get it.
You want to pull it out now?
Because it's pottery related. Yeah.
So you bought some pottery.
I didn't buy pottery.
Did you vicariously buy pottery things for me?
Okay, let me just
grab it.
Give me a second. It's not pottery though.
Because you're like, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, no.
It's not pottery, but it's pottery related. Okay, all right, hold on. Keep your eyes closed. Okay, are you ready?
I'm here.
You're gonna be confused when I first hand you this, and then you're gonna have to open it, and it'll make sense. But you have to open it carefully. So, Donte, why don't you tell the listeners what you're looking at? Tell the listeners.
Are you trying to slip me antidepressants?
No.
I'm not that depressed.
It's a prescription bottle.
I have two modes. I'm garbage and I'm a god.
It's not a prescription. You gotta open it.
Okay.
Carefully.
Carefully,
Do
Sam.
you know how to open the
I can open a childproof lock, Lindsey.
I don't know. You had me guessing for a second.
They're hard to lock. They're hard to do, though.
All right. So I brought you sand from the Sahara Desert.
That's fucking hot. Oh.
I'm so glad you like it.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm very, very, very scent oriented.
Can I smell it?
Yeah.
I don't think I smelled it.
Smell close though, because it's dry scent. Wet. Yeah. Okay, so like from my point of view of the world, there's things that have water in them, and when you apply heat to them, it usually releases a certain amount of energy or scent.
Okay.
And it's very easy to smell that.
Yeah.
It's almost like when it starts, it's like the air's full of water, and it's gonna rain, and people go, I can smell the rain.
Oh yeah.
Everything on the planet Earth has that if it has enough moisture in it. This is sand. It barely has any moisture in it. So I gotta get this in my nose to smell it. Oh, yeah. It looks so good though.
Dude, yeah, I like the sand was so beautiful. It was so fine, and it has this really beautiful color to it. I'm trying to like think of how to describe it to the listeners.
Well, because real sand, number one, is meshed up against each other. They're smooth, right? It's smooth little granules that are essentially rounded out by bashing up against each other 24/7 and wind and like that. But also, I think most Westerners who are not just like beach Westerners, you know what I mean? When they think about sand on the Sahara Desert, they think of this blanket sheet of like peach skin tones.
Yeah.
But if you get up close, there's a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah,
there's a large amount of stuff in it.
Because it is like, I mean, that was the thing that was so cool about it. And again, for folks who are curious kind of generally what it looks like, I posted on my Instagram about it, so check out the reel. But yeah, it's like the sand is this like really beautiful orange color.
Yeah.
When you're looking at this container, and I scooped this off of the top of a dune, like right next to the camper we stayed at, so even though orange is the predominant color, like it's got a bunch of other stuff in it. Yeah. So I figured, I don't know, it's not a lot.
No, I love it.
I figured you could have some fun with it.
I'm gonna put that might be 70 grams or so, maybe 100 if it's heavy. Right, but like I'm putting this in a glaze.
Yay!
And I'm gonna blend it because I'm not sieving sand.
No.
Granted, it's majoritively probably silica. That's what sand
probably,
is. Yeah. But like I'm still gonna use it as if it were silica. You know, really old school glaze recipes just say like sand.
Yeah. You know, like, yeah. That's cool. Yay! Well, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I didn't buy any pottery, because I was gonna get you something, and I was just like, I don't know, and then I was like, wait, fucking sand.
Yeah, I appreciate things like this way more.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, we are very, very, very spoiled when it comes to pottery. And I don't mean just you and I mean the high majority of people, like, in our circle.
Yeah.
Because not only do we have the technology to make stronger, higher fire ware, we also have, like, clay that is perfectly pugged, de-aired, and like all the clay molecules and whatnot, like, it's super compressed to make it super user friendly, and we have different colors and different flavors.
You know, not to say though that the work in Morocco wasn't awesome. Like, I mean, like it was clearly very beautifully and skillfully made
of
work.
Course, yes.
It was just that it wasn't necessarily my style, and so I didn't really want to. You know, nothing spoke to me enough to bring it home. But that's not to say that the work there wasn't really like.
No, of course, of course. It's just culturally, like I don't have any room in my heart for like a lot of Spanish functional wear because a lot of it is like brown clay with yellow, red, and blue flowers.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I don't know if that's Spanish.
I'm trying not to say Mexican.
Well, I mean, but there's a difference because like I was also in Spain, and it's that's like fair, you know. So it's
no, like, you're right. I'm trying to be nice about it. I don't want.
Well, no, I mean, there's nothing. It's just different.
Different culture.
Yeah, different stylistic, and again, I'm trying to figure out like again how to say this because we're talking about our own personal preferences, not saying that Mexican ceramic art or any other culture is inherently worse or anything like that. It's just
I just don't like
our preferences for styles.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm not saying blondes are garbage. I'm just not attracted to blondes.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. The high majority of places that I've seen, especially out of I don't want to say American, but specifically a Western sense because I'm very much a Westerner, is that like we have. All of our stuff is hand-chosen and very individual and specialized towards the individual, right? But whenever I've gone somewhere else, it seems to be very culturally not manifested, but group-oriented, where it's like, we made this pot, it serves this food that we all usually eat, and this pot is made specifically for this food, such as a tangine. Or like when I went to Japan, it was like, here is the standard teacup that we use. Here is the size. And it's like this big.
Yeah.
Our teacups are not that big.
Yeah. I don't know that I'd say though that like Westerners and Americans like don't have that. Cause like I think Americans, for instance, are known for having bigger coffee mugs, right? I remember looking at the company who makes the serveware for the coffee shop that I used to work for. Mm-hmm. They have a latte cup that is specifically called like the American latte cup.
Yeah,
it's like a good 4 ounces bigger.
It's too big.
I mean, I like it, but I also have grown up with it. So,
yeah.
But that's what's fun about like traveling is that you get to. This is kind of gonna sound cheesy, but like when you travel, you get to not only see this other culture, but you get to see it. You get to see your own culture more directly highlighted through the contrast of the culture you're seeing. And that's the thing, again, like when I think about like things that I saw a lot like in the markets that gave me a, again, very generalized, very broad sense of the visual culture of that area was their metalwork is a big thing too, in addition to their pottery. And their like carpets are a big thing. Mm-hmm. And the patterns, like the intricacy of the patterns is just so amazing.
Yeah.
And oh my god, yeah.
Well, it's and I was trying to lead into it, but like
go.
When you're fine. But when you look at like let's just say like pottery from Mexico.
Sure.
A lot of it, a large majority of their functional wear is just like low fire stuff with paints on it. Because the high majority of their usages for it is like, we need to heat up food in this, and we need a pot to do it, or we need a thing to do it. And I'm not saying there's not like higher fire, like cone 10, cone 5, cone 6 there. I'm just saying the majority of the stuff that I saw when I walked the streets was like, oh, this is just low fire with red and blue and yellow flowers.
Oh, okay,
The high majority of it. Or the things that hang from the strings.
Sure. Like the things that you saw when you were there.
Yes.
Kind of like when I was in Morocco walking through the markets. It's like these are not like, how do I say? Like we're saying, very broad strokes, generalizations of the kind of things that we see.
Everything.
Right.
It's just like, it's the echo of the culture as far as their artwork goes that I saw on the everyday streets.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm so super not into that stuff. Because part of my brain's like, ooh, it's low fire.
Oh my God.
I 100% know that our species, as a human race, has survived for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years.
With low fire.
And been totally fine using tools that have been low fire kiln, I'm gonna say kiln, because a lot of times they just pit fire, that have been, like, we've eaten off of low fire, right? We have spoons and forks and knives and tools, and we have been completely fine. But my super, like, I have a box that I control the fire in to the exact temperatures, and I know the flux ratios, and I know the silica to aluminum ratios, so if I want it to look a little more matte, I can control that with a calculator. Like, I am super spoiled. So whenever I see a pot that has, like, red and yellow flowers on it that's not fired past, like, cone 4, I'm like, meh!
Oh my god.
I'm spoiled.
Well, I mean, at least you recognize it as your own your own cultural background, your own, you know, prejudices and all that.
I look at it the same way that Cone 10 and, like, Saltfire artists look at my stuff. Like, you could just fire it higher, it's stronger. And I'm like, but it's as strong as it needs to be for functionality. And they're like, but it could be stronger. And I'm like, off with your elitist. I'm that guy for them.
Yeah.
They're like, it's as strong as it needs to be. It works. And if we just make more when we're done. I'm like, could be better. Could be a lighter shade of purple. Use the right amount of manganese dioxide. Like, what? Shut up, dude.
Oh my god.
The red and yellow flowers are fine. Eat your stupid rice.
The tagines, though, they were so good.
Dude, the stuff we had in, and I keep forgetting what it was, the stuff we had in Ohio, that place that we went, that was
which place?
Indian-esque food, but it wasn't Indian.
Oh, it was Nepalese.
Oh, it was the best shit I ever had in my life.
So good. Oh. Yeah, I wish I could remember the name of that. But yeah, it was food from Nepal, if I'm remembering correctly.
At the risk of sounding incredibly uncultured, I did not even know anything about Nepal or Nepalese food at all. And then I ate there, and now I think they're gods. Now I'm like, oh.
It's hella good. It's hella good.
Other than taking care of baby, I haven't really been doing anything. We got, like, I just been through a ride of adult life while you were gone.
Tell me about it.
So, like, the washer started leaking.
Oh my god.
And because my house is, that part of my house is raised some kind of, like, linoleum or wooden floor, it bloated the wood. And it made the whole space rise.
No.
And so I had someone come and check it out, and they were like, yeah, I can't figure out what's wrong with your washer, but, like, I know there's a well in the back of most people's houses, like the same as your toilet water.
Oh, okay,
like there's a reservoir of clean water that it pulls through, and then it cycles out the water.
Okay.
So they were like, yeah, we don't know what's wrong with it. So I was like, F it, I'm just gonna buy a new washer.
Yeah.
Spent like a G on a washer. Yeah. Right? I tried to buy a cheaper one, but essentially I went to like Lowe's, and my wife was like, I want that one, $600. And I was like, I could swing $600 on a new washer for us, baby. Don't worry. And then they were like, do you want it delivered? And I was like, yeah, like that's more money. And they're like, do you want the warranty? And I was like, yeah. They're like, that's more money. And they're like, do you want new hoses just in case something's wrong with one of your hoses and you don't have the time to check it? And
that's what the warranty's for, you bastards!
Well, no, the warranty of the machine itself only covers the engine, but the warranty that I bought covers the rest of it.
Okay.
Because it says 3-year warranty on it, and then you buy it, and they're like, do you want to buy the warranty? And I was like, it comes with it. And they go, no, that's just the motor.
Oh my god, I hate that shit so much.
Yep.
Oh my god.
And so after all of that, it ended up being close to like $900 something. Close to a G. After all the tagged on stuff, right?
Oh my god.
And then we got it in the house, ran it a couple times, was still leaking!
Oh my god.
Was still leaking!
No, dude!
I hired a handy person, came over, and looked into my stuff, and he goes, oh yeah, there's a bunch of grease in here. And I was like, what? And he goes, he explained the well thing. It was like where your water pulls from, right? Like it's shared by your sink and all that. So somebody, for the last like X amount of years, has been pouring grease down the drain. It's not us, because I'm the only one who cooks in the house.
Yeah.
And I don't pour grease down the drain.
No.
I just pour it in the garden like a normal person. Pour it in the sacrifice plant that I'm trying to kill on purpose. He was like, well, evidently the last house owners, because I only been there for 3 years.
Yeah. Oh my god.
He got this $10 tool. He was like, I'll be right back. Went to Home Depot, came back. Put some water down the super pressurized thing, and it pressurized it like a slicer, just went down the grease trap and made a giant hole. He cleaned it out, and he goes, there you go, give me $20.
Oh.
And I was like, that's it? He goes, yeah, it's $20. And I gave him $20, and he was like, cool. $10 to clear the line, took me 10 minutes, and then it was $1 a minute, and then cleaned it up. He was like, all right, need anything else? See you later. And I was like, I just spent like $30 or $40.
Oh my god.
Like, I used a Drano, hot water,
my god.
baking soda. I used all the stuff that like you don't want to call the handy person for.
Yeah.
I used it. And at the end of the day, he's like, yeah, give me a second. The Home Depot's 5 blocks away from my house. Came back, he's like, here you go.
Oh my god.
I was pissed. I was like, wow, I just spent like a G on a $30 problem.
Oh my God.
And then after that, Abel and I got real sick.
No.
Me, Abel, and the baby got super sick.
Oh no, dude.
Well, me and the baby healed pretty fast. Me and the baby were like a 3-day.
Yeah. It's just like a flu or what?
It was something at my job. In fact, it happened at my job to such an extent that they had to close 2 of the shifts because called out on the night crew, and they called me and they're like, "Donte, you don't gotta come in."
Oh.
And I was like, "You trying to fire me? What's good?" And she's like, "No, just everyone called out, and you would be the only person on shift."
Oh yeah.
And the other guy who'd be on shift who's not sick is just not answering. We just assume he's sick.
Yeah.
And that's why he's not answering. So,
oh man.
we know you're sick. We 100% know you're still sick because we're the ones who gave it to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was gonna come in anyway, and like, just stay home.
No, don't do it. You can't do. We learned from the COVID times. You don't come to work when you're sick, Donte.
Well, I got sick on Saturday.
Okay.
And like, no one else can run the Sunday shift, so I feel like segregated is the wrong word.
Like quarantined yourself?
Yeah, I quarantined. Well, I have my own section.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm ever sick, I can tell everyone like this. Nobody come even to ask me questions.
Did you wear a mask?
Yeah, I have to. If you're sick, you have to wear a mask at my job.
Good.
Mine's an anime one, but
yeah.
But like and then I sent Saturday sick, Sunday sick, Monday sick. I quarantined myself. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had those days off. So I was working on the IMCO stuff because I have classes at IMCO soon. And then Friday, Saturday, they called me. They're like, "Don't come in, just don't come in." And then from, I want to say Thursday on, my wife and the baby were sick.
Oh my God.
Because I'm home and I'm sick around them.
Yeah.
The baby was fine after a couple days. Abel just ended her sick. What's today?
Today's Wednesday, yeah.
She just got better like yesterday.
Oh no.
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh God, that sucks.
The baby definitely built different. She's also a baby. She has a new human body, so they work better. But
yeah, like, I mean, but she's got a new immune system, so.
That too, yeah. And Abel's like, it's good if she gets a little sick, because like, her body's getting used to the germs and whatnot. But Abel's immune system is set.
Oh my God.
She gets sick off of a lot of things.
Yeah.
And then I cried because you weren't here.
You bastard! You couldn't make me feel bad.
I'm kidding. I won't cry.
God damn it.
And that's mostly it. That's mostly what happened. But other than that, I've just been working my sweet little buns off. I sent a 2-month class proposal to IMCO, and now I need to make a lesson. So I need to make 8 classes on like PowerPoint because I want to do slideshows. And then I want to say in about probably a month or so, I'm going to start teaching classes at IMCO.
Yeah, dude.
It was supposed to be like 4 months ago, but then I went to IMCO, and then I got sick, and then like, all these things. And
dude, I'm so freaking stoked for you, dude. Like, that's gonna be like you are gonna have people clamoring to get into those classes.
I don't know about that.
Okay, listen, guys. As soon as Dante's thing drops, y'all get on
My
it.
My thing do be dropping too, though.
Yeah, do.
My thing do be dropping.
Oh, Donte.
On your chin.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, never mind.
That's sexual harassment.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. Yeah, okay, so when can people sign up for the class? Do you know yet, or?
So if you contact IMCO and ask them to put pressure on them, I'm not sure, but the person it should be in like a month.
Okay.
Because I already have all the knowledge in my head. I'm pretty much making a YouTube video in PowerPoint form. But like the first class is just going to be checking that everyone knows all the shapes.
Okay.
In my mind, an intermediate potter just has a grasp of basic shapes.
Right.
And then in the intermediate classes, we teach you how to play with those shapes.
Right. So you're not teaching the beginning classes, you're teaching an intermediate class.
Anna Morales is teaching the beginning class.
Anna Morales, bless! Hell yeah, shout out to Anna.
I love Anna.
She's great. We gotta hang out with her again soon, I miss her.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
And then... yeah, I had to come up with the prices. You're gonna yell at me. You're gonna yell at me for 2 things. Number 1, my prices are lower than the beginning class, and that's not a dig at Anna or anything. It's just I kind of went over the amount of students I would need to have to make the same amount of money in an 8-hour workday for how much they pay me at my job, and it's like 4 students. Like if I had 4 students pay the amount of money that I'm asking. Every month I would get the equivalence of 1 full day of work at my job.
You realize you can make more.
Right. Here's the thing though, the class is only 3.5 hours long. Maybe 4 if we stretch it. So I'm cutting my workday in half for my 8-hour workday. Yeah. So in my brain, I'm getting paid double the amount of money for 4 students.
It's almost as though you are an expert in your field and have the right to charge what you need to make a living as a professional ceramic artist, Donte.
Here's the other thing.
Okay, yeah.
And you're going to be super mad at me for this.
Oh my god. Okay.
You're going to be very
Okay,
mad
I'm preparing myself. Tell me.
I'm decreasing the prices of my pottery on my website. 100%. No, I listen to too many people. Nothing is unless it's in a set, like a set of bowls, because a bowl's like $30,
right?
And then 2, so it'd have to be like $62 for a set of bowls, because then I'd be paying $30 per, and then the shipping. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, unless it's a set of plates or a set of bowls or a gourd or a teapot or like a set of something, everyone buys a mug. Mugs are no longer gonna be over like $60 maximum. And I've been designing new mugs too.
Okay, all right. Are they still like? Okay, so tell me what kind of pieces are you decreasing the price of?
Mugs specifically.
Okay, why?
Because they're too expensive.
Were they not selling?
I have a couple of things left in the store. So
they were selling, and you're still decreasing the price.
I haven't sold out. Let's say that. I haven't sold out. So I'm gonna take. Let's say, because you're giving me a face.
I'm giving you a face.
Let's say, like, I'm going to decrease all of my mugs by, like, $3. Let's say that. Is that fair?
Okay, I mean, that's not a huge...
It's not like $10.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's not too bad. You know, I have messed around with my prices sometimes to make sure that my price ends in an odd number, because there's some data that says that people like numbers that... So instead of, like, selling something for 62, I might sell it for either... 65 or 59.
Yeah, people look at it and they're, that's a weird number, must be something special. But it's like the 99 thing. Like, it's $3.99. Right. But it's not 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
It works on the stupids, for sure.
Dude, it works on everybody, myself included.
Doesn't work on me. I get very angry when that shit I get very angry. When I see an advertisement and I'm like, you're tricking me on purpose.
Yeah. Okay, so what gives you the impression that they're quote unquote too expensive?
I'm not selling out every time. If I don't sell out every time, in like 2 weeks, I'm a loser.
Okay, how many pieces do you have in your updates? Or how many mugs do you have in your updates?
Usually about 50, and then like 10 or 15 are left over.
That's a pretty good...
Oh, need them all gone. All of them gone.
Okay, can I... Okay, so you're decreasing them by about $3, which isn't too bad. Yeah. Is that to get it below... Okay, so you said they're going to be less than 60?
Yeah, there's nothing should be over like $60 anymore.
So they used to be what, like 63?
62 or 63 was the maximum, and 62 was like because shipping is around $12. And then I have to pay for all the other like boxes and whatnot that I bought. I bought special boxes for it, and a bigger boxes to make sure they don't break.
Yeah.
And the packing peanuts and all that. I'm like, well, at least I'll get $50 per mug. And then I'm like, $50 per mug is kind of a lot. Half $100 for a mug. It's kind of a lot.
I mean, to me, that sounds very reasonable. Handmade. Like, okay, think about it this way.
Yeah.
Every person who is trying to make a living in ceramic arts, we all have to push past that cultural bullshit that we are raised with that says that what we are making is not as valuable as it actually is. Because we all are kind of like, oh, my work isn't good enough. Like, how many, like, I would say, based on pure observation, so I don't have the data to back this up.
I'm listening.
But I think most people come from the perspective when they start selling their work, they undervalue their work, right? They say, oh, my work isn't good enough. Yeah. I shouldn't charge this much. And most of the time, as people like Tim C would probably say, you could be charging more for your work. And by charging more for your work, if you know, again, assuming that people are still buying it, you still have an audience for it, if that allows you to continue to make the kind of income that you need to continue doing ceramic art, there's nothing wrong with that. And saying that that $50 is arbitrarily expensive is, you know, I mean, you're basing that on whose income, right?
It's like gas for like 3 weeks for me.
Sure.
And the gas is high right now.
And
too.
you know your pieces.
That's chevron.
It's a work. It's art, dude. Like it's functional art.
Here's the thing. The thing that you just went over right now. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Okay. So the last thing I was gonna say. Okay. So basically, by decreasing your prices by like $3 or whatever, you're basically taking it from the $60, like the low 60.
Yeah, low 60 to like high 50s.
To high 50s.
Yes.
Okay. So I could see that because perception wise, it looks cheaper.
Yes.
It's only about a $3 difference. I'm not too pissed at you.
Well, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
This is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, because I'm trying to insinuate that the way you discuss your prices impacts how other people perceive their prices.
Yeah, I mean that's not how I looked at it at all, but that is what it will happen as a result of my choices.
Yeah.
But I will say that I know I'm good. That's like definitely when I first started out, I was like, yeah, my work's not that good. But now that I've gotten to the space that I'm at now, I'm like, no, I'm aware that I'm good. Like,
sure, yeah.
I can like develop my own glazes.
Yeah.
Because of the classes I've taken. I know the shrinkage rate and the absorption rate, and I know like the thermal expansion and all my like I know enough to get by the high majority of things that would become a problem in the clay world, right?
Yeah.
That being said, my brain is still like that. I think it's just because I was raised in a low class environment. I think I'm just like $50 is like electricity for the month. And that's if I turn off all the lights before I leave the house.
Yeah.
You know, like that's, you know what I mean? And then it's like, my work is good, but also it's not like, if the world ended, they wouldn't be like, oh, we need a potter so bad. Oh my God.
I mean, I don't know. Potters were some of the earliest, professions other than prostitution.
We definitely need prostitution. I cannot get by.
Oh my God.
Without my OnlyFans boys.
And that's it for today. Thank you for listening to The Mud Peddlers with Lindsey M Dillon
and Donte of Earth Nation.
Want to say hi and see what Donte and I are working on in our studios? Check out the show notes for links to our websites and social media below. You can find me at lindseymdillon.com. That's LINDSEY, M as in monster, DILLON.com. And on Etsy, Instagram, and Facebook at Lindsey M Dillon.
And you can find me at Earth Nation Ceramics. It's spelled exactly how you think it's spelled, but you can also find me on my Facebook fan page and Instagram at the same name at Earth Nation Ceramics.
If you enjoyed hanging out with us today, or you have a question or topic you'd like us to discuss, take a second to rate and review the Mud Peddlers in Apple Podcasts. It helps our podcast reach new listeners, and we really appreciate the feedback. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next time.